I think that in our kind of, confessional Oprah Winfrey age, the cult of the individual and the kind of autobiographical outpouring is very much there, and artists are using it a lot. Tracey Emin obviously springs to mind. And what's interesting about Grayson's work is that he's quite snarky about all that, but of course you only have to look at his pots and you see that there's a huge amount of autobiographical stuff. I mean, it is absolutely autobiographical in many respects, and obviously very, very much a part of that is his transvestite alter ego, Claire.
Look, you're wearing that leather suit of mine.
The pink one.
You look much more like a lady than I thought you did at the time.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I do, yeah. I feel quite nervous because it's kind of like halfway between an artwork and a party. I'm trying to remember that it's just a party, really. And it's a very big moment for a tranny as well. I mean, that's the significance in a way of the coming out thing, is that, actually being in the frock and being seen is the hardest bit to broach. Okay. Whew. Am I looking wholesome? Okay. Oh, anyway, I've got a few words to say here, which are quite serious. I've come here tonight to celebrate the feminine within myself. And to rejoice in all these thoughts and feelings that I express by dressing in these clothes. I don't want to be a woman. I'm a transvestite. I'm a transvestite. I feel compelled to dress like this by a part of myself that is bursting to find expression. A part of me that is vulnerable, softer, gentler, wondrous, innocent, even sweet. A part of me that as a boy I discarded and buried as a survival strategy in a harsh environment. A part of me that re-emerged and is still emerging and gives me much pleasure.
Obviously, when you haven't experienced it before, you have an imagining in your head, but it was, I just thought it was great fun. And I like the honesty of it as well, the honesty. And I think that we should all strive for that, really.
I found what he said was very sad, very happy, very funny. Well, sad that a man has to make himself look ridiculous in order to express his feminine side and go through all that pain to discover that's what he's doing when he's doing that. I thought that was really sad, but then I found it really funny and amusing and sort of deep and powerful and, millions of different feelings all at once. So, and all he was doing was telling the truth, and that was what was good, because it was all in the truth.
I mean, the whole coming out event where Grayson made a transvestite coming out dress, which was also rather like a first communion dress, was a whole kind of art performance event in itself. Of course, Grayson's been out as a transvestite, well, certainly since I've known him, for many, many years. So it wasn't actually specifically him coming out, but of course it was at the same time. Because in a performance event, and the dress itself was an artwork in its own right. So again, you had all these different layers going through. It was a performance, but it was also genuinely heartfelt, and anybody who was there couldn't help but be affected and moved by the slideshow and Claire talking through various events in her life. So, you know, again with Grayson, always you get the sense of knowingness, but also actually the work being sincere and heartfelt, and this event was no different from that in that respect.